Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Brandon Taylor.
And I'm Amber Noggle. Tonight, child care providers in Wisconsin are stepping up their push to restore state funding for their industry.
Their effort comes after the state legislature's budget writing committee, the Joint Finance Committee, voted last week to end funding for child care counts. The Child Care Counts program started during the COVID-19 pandemic. It provided nearly $600 million to more than 4,900 child care providers. Governor Tony Evers wanted to keep that funding going. He put $300 million into his version of the state budget, but the JFC cut that money from its budget. Advocates say getting rid of that funding will raise the cost of child care and force some providers to close their doors.
New at 10, Caroline Dade has you covered on why one New Glarus child care center is choosing to temporarily shut down tomorrow.
At the Growing Tree in New Glarus, classrooms will be empty Tuesday. Director Brooke Skidmore says she's hoping the temporary closure sends a message about what could happen to Wisconsin's child care industry if the state budget doesn't include more funding.
I understand that this is very inconvenient for families to not have child care, but we might not be here otherwise. We have to at least try.
Parents like Ann Bigler say the closure is tough. She can't fully work from home, and she only has so many days she can take off.
Vacations we had planned, I'll have to give up to take the time, and it's frustrating.
But she says she supports Skidmore's effort. Monday, Bigler and other parents came to the Growing Tree to make signs to take to Madison on Tuesday.
Skidmore, other child care providers, parents, and kids will be rallying at the state capitol, hoping to raise awareness about the situation they're in and change lawmakers' minds.
Skidmore says Democrats on the Joint Finance Committee are working to introduce an amendment to add child care funding back into the budget.
All we have left is to show up and use our voices and see if we can influence that vote.
If that doesn't happen, Bigler says her family might have to make big changes.
My husband and I have discussed the possibility of me getting a different job where I can work from home. I don't want to. I love what I do, but I don't really have a lot of options right now.
And she's not alone. Kristen Campbell says she and her husband are talking about each cutting back their hours, or one of them staying home full time.
It's just very stressful to think that, not having this funding just might mean the end of our daycare.
In New Glarus, Caroline Dade, 27 News.
27 News reached out to Republicans on the Joint Finance Committee last week after they voted to remove the funding for child care counts. We still have not heard back.